Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out! Here comes the Spider-Man. Spider-Man, Spider-Man, friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Wealth and fame he's ignored, action is his reward. Look out! There goes the Spider-Man. Well, with Spider-Man Homecoming on the way very, very soon, oh boy, I'm getting hyped. I thought, why not review some Spidey stuff leading up to it? But not only the films, but the long history of animated series that have been made about this character. And I love Spider-Man. I make no qualms to hide it. He's hands down my favorite superhero and one of my favorite fictional characters. So it's always fascinating to go back and watch the earliest media incarnations of the character. As we all know, Spidey exploded after his introduction in Marvel Comics' Amazing Fantasy number 15. So it's understandable that we'd see the character given his own cartoon series as early as 5 years after he was released to the public in 1967. I don't know exactly what I was expecting from it first time I watched it, but yeah, it is a bit crap. I mean, the animation is so terrible that they couldn't even put webs on Spidey's whole body. It's just on his head, arms, and legs. Not to mention, the spider on both his front and back only has 3 legs. Plus, its repeated use of the exact same animation over and over and over was really getting annoying. Not only that, it also repeats footage from a completely different older show called Rocket Robin Hood, I believe. It's honestly hard to watch any number of these one after the other because they all feel the same. Because they basically are the same. The storylines can also be really weird and confusing. For example, the Green Goblin here isn't Norman Osborn, just some person doing crime stuff. He's a witchcraft-obsessed loon whose main goal is to summon the demons of the underworld, along with totally bizarre characters and villains they made up exclusively for the show. It's interestingly enough, in direct contrast with other episodes where they recreate certain comic storylines beat for beat, albeit badly. There are 2 legitimately great things to come out of the show, of course. One is that awesome theme song that most people know at least a bit of.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man. Is he strong?
Used a few times in the Raimi trilogy, and Michael Giacchino has recorded a version of it for the upcoming Spider-Man Homecoming. It's super catchy, and I really enjoy it. The other thing? The memes! This show was central for great memes. Combined with a bad animation, the opportunities were endless. Just for example, let's have Josh Keaton read off a few for you to hear.
Dear Diary, my pencil is not working. Sincerely, Spider-Man. Damn, forgot to turn off the toaster. Maybe if I wear this shirt, no one will be able to tell I'm Spider-Man.
So overall, if you haven't seen it, is this show worth a recommendation? It's worth a few laughs, and it's really interesting to see the early stuff if you're a big Spider-Man fan like me, but it would be agonizing to go through all 52 repetitive episodes where at the end, they're just basically playing Rocket Robin Hood episodes with Spider-Man superimposed over it. Understandably, it wasn't until 1981 that we got our next attempt at Spider-Man on the small screen, and thankfully it was much better. Though nothing special, at least was able to give him web lines on the whole body so it didn't look like Spider-Man was running around in a half-finished costume. Though what's up with the guy's voice in the intro?
Spider-Man!
It sounds like a guy on Quaaludes ordered to sound excited with a machine gun pointed at him. Well, anyway, the show ran for 26 episodes, and it's the most perfectly okay series I think I've ever seen. Nothing ever stood out as utterly fantastic, but nothing ever was quite bad. It was just an inoffensive early 80s cartoon that was mostly faithful to the comics. Nothing wrong with that. I did like how, from what I've seen, it didn't really go in weird, nonsensical directions with totally odd storyline and villains, though maybe that would have been a good thing to set it out from the rest, as at this time mostly forgotten. It did run at the same time as a show that did leave an impact that many people still remember to this day. That is a little show called Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
This show saw Spidey teaming up with the X-Men characters Iceman and a new character, Firestar. Firestar was originally supposed to be the Human Torch, but he was unavailable due to licensing issues. As is everything. They basically just went on adventures together as the Spider Friends. They typically fought well-known Spidey and Marvel villains like the Green Goblin. Although, again, the Green Goblin's weird. In this version, he doesn't wear a costume, but weirdly transforms like the Lizard. As always, they felt the compulsive need to add in new villains that made no sense, like Video Man and Lightwave. Overall, this show just stands out as being a whole lot of fun, which is probably why it's still somewhat familiar to people. Personally, I just like it just fine, but it wouldn't really rank high on any list. That's the end of part 1. Next time we'll be looking at the 1994 Spider-Man series onwards. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you want to, please leave a like and a comment, and please subscribe to my channel if you feel sufficiently inclined.